Hello, everyone, and welcome tonight here to Positive Fandom. Of course, I am Rrr Mmmm, and it is great to have this stream tonight. I am going to be unboxing my 1/4 scale Mandalorian and Child from Hot Toys. And so here it is here. I've been waiting for a very long time to get this, and I paid for it over a long period of time. So I'm really excited to see it. Here it is in the box. And I'm going to unbox it now. And hello to Tom Jr. Jackson, who is there, and Zachara315. I hope I have it in the right way. Maybe I have it reversed, but I'm going to take the box off here. Put that over there. And there's a plastic covering on it. I'm going to take that off. And you can see here, it does say Hot Toys presents 1/4 scale collectible series. The Mandalorian and Grogu, 1/4 scale collectible sets. So here's the box for it. Pretty cool looking box. Looks like a lot of the other boxes that they have for other Hot Toys things. And I'm just going to see if I can move this back just a little bit more so you guys can see. Oh, I can move it back. I forgot that. I'd actually tested this out on the camera, but it's still growing pains, guys. So, hi, Lugnut6. Hello, Lugnuts. It's so good to see you here tonight for this unboxing of my 1/4 scale Mandalorian and Grogu. And so this is the box. This box looks badass, doesn't it? It's got this kind of metallic look to it in the front. Obviously, this is the Mandalorian helmet that we all recognize. And, you know, just has that classic design. It's actually a raised panel. If you look on the side here, it's got a little bit of a raised panel to the side. So that also kind of like adds to the coolness of this look. And like a medallion at the bottom that says 1/4 scale. So this isn't a statue. This is a figure, a posable 1/4 scale figure. So it's very different from, you know, some of these other things. Yeah, thank you so much, Lugnut6. It is cool, isn't it? Much love to you, Lugnut. Hey, Sith Holocron, thank you so much for joining me on this unboxing. So glad to have you here. And of course, Tom Jr. Jackson, shout out to Tom Jr. Jackson. We are all goof people. S-Beam, how are you, man? Good to hear from you guys. I just watched an incredible artist session on S-Beam's channel where he actually is painting 1/6 scale figures and head sculpts. He does an incredible job. So guys, please go ahead and check out S-Beam on his channel as well. Yes, so I'm so excited to get this. Aiken 356203001. Yes, hi Aiken. Get some of the best Hot Toys. Yes, this is really something that I've been waiting a long time to get. It is very special. It's not something that I can always pick up, but I knew I had to have this Hot Toy. I know you can see my face, but I want to focus on the Hot Toy itself. I knew I had to have this Hot Toy just because it looked so incredible. And so like even just the box, like when you look at this presentation, I think they did such a beautiful job. It looks very special. There's this metallic look. If you look, it's kind of shiny on the helmet there, and it's a raised panel. So you can see this kind of raised panel there. You can see that raised panel on the side. This looks badass. Like, you know, it looks like a heavy piece of equipment or something that you're going to be getting. So, but what I was going to say is that I've been waiting for this for a while, and I really only had a chance to kind of look at this pretty much a few days ago. And there were a number of reasons why I couldn't look at my order before this, but speaking to some of my other friends in the community, like Leo Rockwell, like El Profesoro, you know, they were like, hey, why don't you do the unboxing live? So this is what I'm doing as suggested by my other friends in the 1/6 scale and in the collectors community. I just decided to kind of look at it and kind of enjoy it with you guys here live. Really just such a treat for me because I've been such a big fan of the Mandalorian series for so many years now. Zachariah 315, he says, I pre-ordered the Sword of Omens from Thundercats. Wow. I have to wait till the end of June to get it. That is exciting. Wow. That is a great order. That's wonderful, Zachariah 315. I know you're going to enjoy that so much when it comes to you. I love the Thundercats as well. And so, we wait for these orders for so long. And, it's kind of interesting because you collect these things. And as I was telling Lael and El Profesoro, as well as Vinny the other night when we were on Uncivilized Scoundrels last week, that, they were like, oh, why don't you record this? I said, I will. I said, but I kind of want to share it with people. And I'm like, yeah, I need to share this with people because it's so much fun to see the excitement. We collect things because we do like to look at them, but we also like to share them with our friends. And I consider the community, you guys are my friends, and we share a lot together, which is something that sometimes isn't always quantifiable to an observer. So I'm gonna take this outside sleeve off of it to expose what's underneath it. Just slide it off. I'm really enjoying this so much. So I'm actually bring it closer so you can see it a little bit better. This is just, Aiken 356203001. I agree. The packaging is unbelievable. Look at that helmet on the front of that. I showed this to my mother and she goes, oh, it's the Mandalorian. Like she didn't even need to read anything. She knew, she recognized it right away. And it is fun to see stuff like this, these details for stuff that, really kind of deserve that kind of packaging. So he says, I love the packaging for these toys. I'm compelled to keep the packaging. Do you keep the boxes? Twitch wouldn't let me use Aiken. Oh, I see. Well, I apologize for that. I don't know why they're doing that. Yes, I keep the boxes. I always keep them. They're in the attic. So absolutely. And thank you for saying it's pretty. It absolutely is. Going to get it into the shot here. Let me see if I'm doing this right. Yes. So you can see the box. This is the exterior box. It looks so cool. And then when you unbox it, there's this, it's like a foam material. It's like a spongy foam. And then there's this really nice kind of banner, I guess. And S-Beam says, never get rid of the boxes. That's a good point, S-Beam. We certainly don't want to get rid of those. We want to keep those for the future. So that way, we can always make sure that we're going to enjoy, not just the product, but sometimes the packaging is enjoyable too. And so this actually comes off. I guess this holds this foam thing in place, but it comes off and it's like a really nice scene of the Mandalorian here. And you can see it says the Mandalorian and Grogu. And some cool shots, obviously this is rendering. These are these cool rendering shots. At the end of the Mandalorian series, they always have this fantastic artist renditions of what you're going to see while you're watching the Mandalorian. And a lot of this stuff was quite spot on and absolutely beautiful. So, you get that as well. I mean, you almost want to frame some of this stuff. It looks so good. But that I thought that was a nice touch as well. So, yeah, I see your comment, Aiken. Wow, I envy the person who has the job to package these. I love wrapping presents. Yes, Aiken. I do see your comments here in Twitch as well, guys. I also stream in Twitch at the same time. And so, yeah, absolutely. You get to see how they're going to package this stuff for everybody and what they have to look forward to going forward. So when you lift off this particular cover here, you get to see what's behind it. And it is, of course, the Mandalorian. So let me just move this over just a bit. So here you can kind of see what it looks like. Hey, Luminara 843 is with us. How are you, Luminara 843? It's so great to see you today. And Alvin J, what's up, everybody? What's up, Alvin J? 1/6 scale man. Hey, Lael, how are you? Lael, I'm finally doing a live unboxing of this, right? As I mentioned earlier, Lael and El Profesoro encouraged me to do this. So here I am, guys, looking at this fantastic figure that is just absolutely amazing. And hello, Robert. That is cool. Well, yes, Robert, it is. Thank you for being here to see this. And you guys, there's so many amazing things about this particular figure that I have to say, it's really just absolutely enchanting. Maybe I could come in just a little bit closer to it there. And one of the first things that I wanted to say is this Grogu here. And he's just so adorable. You know, I absolutely, hey, Saya Dream, what's up? What's up with you? So glad to see you here. We have our Grogu. I'm going to take the plastic off. You don't have to take it. I might have to take his head off. Sometimes you have to do that just to get the plastic off. So he's packed in plastic. You can just see the detail in this sweet little guy, his little face. You gotta love this so much. And he comes with more than one head sculpt. But most importantly, he does have the cute little feetsies, which I have to admit, when I first started to watch The Mandalorian, I did not know that Grogu's feet look like this. So I was like, wow, look at his feet, you know, like it was so cute to see these little feet at the bottom. But he has a cloth outfit. Look at that. Look at his little cloth outfit here. It's just like him looking around, and his arms move, they articulate. I could actually remove the plastic from his little hand here without hurting him too much, if I can. They didn't tape it on. It's taped on pretty well to protect him, so I might not be able to remove it completely. But yes, it really does have the wow factor, doesn't it, Aiken? Look at this little guy. Look at him. He's so adorable. Look at that. That cloth really does make such a difference in what he looks like. He does need custom shoes, doesn't he? He needs something to protect those feetsies, but I guess for right now, you know, they're not going to do that. But I think he could use something just to give him a little protection. Hey, El Profesoro, we were just talking about you and Lael a little while ago. I decided to go ahead and go live with it. Hope you are well, El Profesoro. I have my 1/4 scale Mando and child here, and just sharing it with everybody, and just absolutely enjoying this whole thing. And here we can see his little hands. I managed to take the plastic off of that side and this one. Look at the hands. Look at his little hands. This is so adorable. So adorable, so well made. This looks just like Grogu. You can't mistake him for any other thing at all. This little expression on his face is absolutely priceless. So anybody who wants to buy this 1/4 scale Grogu and Mandalorian figure, I absolutely would say go for this, because it is such a special purchase and you won't be disappointed. Grogu does stand on his own, which I'm going to show you in a second, but you also get a second head sculpt here, and you get interchangeable ears, which is just unbelievable. Here's the other head sculpt. His ears are a little bit down more. He's just so beautiful, this little guy. Honestly, it's just unbelievable what they've done in the manufacturing of this. And Toffee 20, how many Mandos do you have now? Oh dear. More than one. I haven't actually counted it, Toffee, for a number of reasons. But I promise you, between what I have already received and what I will be getting, I will probably do a proper, you know, demonstration of what I have in regards to the Mandalorian one of these days. But as of right now, I don't know how many I have. It's more than one, and several sizes that would, you know, make up my collection, not to mention stuff I have on order. So And thank you so much, 1/6 scale man. Working but multitasking, watching my favorite person. Oh, you are such a sweetheart. I so appreciate that. And I so appreciate the support you guys have in this community. We have such a great community where we support one another. Absolutely so appreciate all the comments. Um, uh, and I promise you, Toffee 20, I will find out how many Mandos I have. Dark Plato says, looks like a hairless gremlin from the 80s. He does look like a hairless gremlin. And he is somewhat mischievous, isn't he? He certainly is. And thank you so much, 1/6 scale man, for the support. I'd mentioned you and Liel. Obviously, you're Leah. I mentioned you and El Profesoro for encouraging me to go ahead and share it. Just the excitement of this particular figure has been just so wonderful. And thank you for the comments, Aiken. This really does have the wow factor. He just is so posable. It's kind of like a dream because sometimes you order something, you want to have something that you can move his little arms around and make little gestures and things. And you can really do it with this. I could see him gripping a ball or talking to Mando or pointing out to something, having a little cookie in his hand. This is really just kind of a dream come true. And Psydream, it really is so cute. Oh my goodness, he is so cute. We really do enjoy him so much. And 1/6 scale man says he did get his. Well, congratulations. So glad you did get it in the mail. It is such a wonderful acquisition for sure. And he says it's so, Professor says it's so cool that he has interchangeable ears. It's amazing that you can change his ears. Look at this. I can change the ear to whatever ear, whether it's down or up. It's just amazing that you can ever even do that. I mean, what kind of, this is just absolutely something that's a dream to anybody who wants to have the ultimate posable characters, their favorite characters. And his little cloth outfit is just like the life-size one that I have. He feels very much, like the real thing. Decory says, yes, it's epic. Thank you so much. And Aiken says, I could see him posed eating eggs or frogs. Absolutely. You could definitely pose him in so many ways. His arm and goes up and down. He can stand on his own. And I'm pretty sure he can probably, yes, his legs are movable. So you can actually have him sit on the ground here. You can notice that I can push him up here. This is so nice. Look at him. He can sit down. We can give him a little meal. He could smile, do his little thing. I could see him doing so much here. And this is a good question. It's something that I always wonder about because after all, weapons are their religion. Toffee 20 says, I wonder if Mando gets any new accessories for his suit for season 3. This is absolutely something that I would want to know. I can't see why not. He's gotten a new ship. He's got new armor. He's had a spear that's come into his possession. The Darksaber. He's had a lot of different things. It would be great to see some new weapons for Mando. And perhaps, even maybe they'll start to sell that little silver outfit, that goes underneath Grogu's outfit, the Beskar, I can't remember what it's called. The Beskar armor. That's like chainmail for Grogu. El Profesoro, Tom Jr. Jackson and El Profesoro were talking about this. I just got my Space Mountain Mickey Muse Funko Pop for WDW 50th anniversary, and I am well. El Profesor says, Tom, dude, WDW is on my bucket list, bro. I'm a Disneyland guy myself and hope to make it out there one day. And we were just kind of talking about this, about the excitement that's coming up for Star Wars Celebration. And so many of us are going to Star Wars Celebration this year. It's been a hiatus, kind of a hiatus for a while. And it's been a very special year to kind of like come back and enjoy these things that we love about Star Wars. And this is one of them. This is certainly one of them. Having Grogu here, looking ultra cool, looking for Mando. Now we know they're back together. When I ordered this, they were separated. I mean, that was something for me that, I knew he was safe with Luke. I knew that. That's something to think about. And El Profesoro says, so pumped we can meet up for Celebration. Absolutely. We are going to meet up for Celebration. It's going to be a very special year for so many of us. Yes, I will be dressing up for the event. Yes. I do cosplay, guys. Some of you have seen me on cosplay, do some cosplays. You haven't seen the whole cosplay because it's not easy to show, sort of in this medium, but I absolutely will be doing that. And oh, yes. Um, Loco Lou, how are you, Loco Lou? He says, I was going to get the 1/4 scale Grogu, but I had to hold myself back because of space. That is a consideration that we all have to take into something to think about. And I understand. Space is an issue. Honestly, this figure, in my personal opinion, the height is what I would most concern me in regards to this. And peace to my brothers and sisters in the collecting game. Yes. And I also want to say we have all kinds of collectors out there, people who collect figures, people who collect prints. So let's celebrate all these collectors out there. We all have different things that we like to collect. And, that's what makes us a community. Certainly just sharing the enjoyment of it all. So I do want to mention that. And Aiken says, Loco Lou, I share the pain. It just gets worse seeing this. And Darth Plato says that Mando season 2 ended with Grogu leaving Luke. But season 3 will start with Grogu back with Mando. Yes, it will. It will, won't it? We're going to see so many different things happening. And I hope we see a little bit more maturity from Grogu. Not for nothing, but Grogu's a bit of a handful. Can you imagine having to babysit Grogu for a weekend? You better have your wits about you. And El Profesor says, Loco Lou, you have plenty of space. It's just occupied by boxes. And so we were talking about this earlier. Do you keep those boxes? I mean, this cool looking box with this helmet, I can't get rid of that. I can't. It's too cool looking. It's got this cool raised panel. It's reflective. I can't get rid of that box. But maybe this box I could possibly part with. I could possibly get rid of that one. But this one, I can't get rid of that. This looks too cool. In fact, I don't even know what I'm doing with it. I could put this in my Detolf if I wanted to and use it as a background, like this or something, and have, figures in front of it. So there's a lot you could kind of do with it as far as I'm concerned. And El Profesoros, Tom Jr. Jackson was saying to El Profesor, I hope I have this in order here. I also have the epic icon scene from the end of the Mando season 2, Boba Fett and Fennec Shan on Jabba's throne Funko Pop. Yes, and I think it's important. I also do collect Funko Pops, guys. I think that there is all different types of things you can collect. So I just love being able to pose him around. I have to keep this away from my mom, because if she sees this Grogu, she'll take him and she puts him in her purse. She likes to take him. She'll say, oh, this is cute. And she'll wait till I'm gone and she puts it in her bag. And then I have to go through her bag and see what she's taken. So it is something else. I'm guessing Ahsoka or the Witches of Dathomir. Now, I have to tell you guys, I love the Witches of Dathomir mainly because of how they interpret the Force like a religion. And I think that that's very interesting because it seems like a lot of them go over to the dark side. I'm not even quite sure whether their interpretation of the Force is the dark side, but what I can say is that if the Force was something that you used every day of your life like a religion, it's such a different interpretation of the Force. And I think we need to learn so much more of that. The Witches of Dathomir are incredible. And, I don't think they're gone. I think we got a taste that they might still be around from Jedi Fallen Order. And of course, for those of you who are lucky to get that premium format, I can't remember the woman's name, but who is such an incredible Dark Force user. You're very lucky because she was just amazing. And I can't remember her name just now. I think Lael has the premium format figure of her, but the Dathomirian women are incredible. And I have a feeling that the armorer who wears that helmet that has those horns in it may have some association with them, because that certainly does look like a Dathomirian helmet to me. El Profesor says, kind of a bummer Obi-Wan is delayed, but in the bright side, we're getting 2 episodes. Going to be fun to watch during Celebration. Yes, everybody is talking about this. I certainly would have to say that we're probably going to see a premiere of the 2 episodes at Star Wars Celebration. So I certainly am looking forward to that. This is the best small version of the suit that Grogu wears, this little, I guess, monk style outfit. I've never seen a better small version of this. It looks exactly like his other version in my 1-to-1 scale Grogu. So I'm going to put Grogu down for a second, and I'm going to start to look at the Mandalorian. And here you can kind of see the display here. I'm just going to hide this comment so you can see the display of him inside. And he just looks amazing. He's very majestic looking. When I first saw this, it's really kind of important because sometimes when you get these figures or you buy them, they look very different in person. And I wasn't expecting something that was so dominant and pronounced when I got this. So I'm just going to remove him from the phone here. He's so beautiful. I'm just going to take him out. Look at how big this is. And I'm just going to move this box back just a bit so I can get the full, so you can see kind of like the full height of him. He's big. He's really big. Thank you, Darth Plato. Asajj Ventress, thank you so much. I sometimes I forget, it's in my brain, but, and Asajj Ventress would rock in live action. That should retcon instead of bringing back Maul. Yeah. I guess we're going to see what happens. It's so tough these days to find out what exactly people have. And I think over the weekend, I'm not sure yet. If we have a Midnight Musings on the Rrr Network, we may talk about what does it mean to have fan service and what's the importance of that. And a lot of people have been saying that the Obi-Wan series will be more of what we're expecting after what we experienced with the Book of Boba Fett. And there's a lot of reasons why I think might be happening. But the first indication for me that it's going to be more like what we're expecting is the fact that they went back to John Williams and decided to use the music from John Williams in the trailer. And I think that was very important. I think it was kind of sending a message. I think what they were doing was that they were telling people that, you know what, we realize how important these very specific things are to the fans. And we have to make sure that as we're going forward with this series, that we're providing the fans with those specific details. And, that's just how I feel about it. Why bother going forward with all of that extra work with the incredible soundtracks and things that we know? It felt very cinematic. I have a feeling that we're going to see things that are much more familiar to us and perhaps a show that's more characteristic to what we're hoping for. So let me just remove this from the plastic here. It's got tape. It's taped on. And I'm taking it off the other foot just so we can kind of see this. And I'm going to bring it in closer so you guys can see it. This is so cool. And what I'm going to do, let me see if I can just put this up here. You can see how big he is. Well, hello there. I just love it. Darth Plato was asking, how long is it going to be delayed for Obi-Wan? It is 2 days, guys. So rather than May 25th, it's going to come out on May 27th. And I'm sure that El Profesoro and 1/6 Scale Man and whoever here is going to Star Wars Celebration agree that the reason why it's being delayed is because they want to premiere it at Celebration. Now, that's just my theory, but I have a feeling a lot of people would agree with that. Loco Lou says, it's crazy how the 1/4 scale looks better than the 1/6 scale. Well, I think that this is absolutely true. He really does look very different. And I think that they had to add in certain elements when you have a scale like this that you can't add in to different sizes. So this is maybe the most incredible 1/4 scale figure out there. I would go so far as to say that I've seen the Boba Fett one, which looks incredible too. That one is absolute perfection. I think anybody who ordered the Boba Fett 1/4 scale is going to be very happy with what they receive. But look at this. So I'm going to bring it in just a little bit closer. I just can't get over how amazing this looks. Um, it's like a fantasy. It's absolutely incredible. The detail. To be honest with you, I've seen capes like this, and I don't care for this cape. But a cape isn't something that's difficult to replace when needed. Um, and Toffee20 says not to coincide with this Marvel. I don't think so. El Profesor has a question for me. How do you like the 1/4 Mando compared to the premium format? The premium format has a different feel. The premium format is kind of a moment in time. And I hope I'm kind of saying this correctly. When you buy a premium format figure, you're buying that moment in time. For example, for the woman whose name I have such difficulty remember, Asajj Ventress, her premium format figure is Asajj standing on a skull, this mythosaur skull or some sort of ancient skull, and it's a specific moment in time. She may have been coming from some kind of battle, going to a battle, but Asajj is a contender, and no matter what, nobody can keep Asajj Ventress down. And she's so badass, she's so strong, she's so how should I say? She's so incredible with her use of the Force and fighting skills that even in her darkest days, she still stands on the skulls of mythosaurs. She's just an incredible character. And I think that when you have a premium format, you already know you're buying something that's a statue and it's going to be a moment in time. So that moment in time for me, El Profesoro, that moment in time that it captures for me is incredibly important. And what that moment in time is, for me at least, when I see my premium format, is kind of like when after Mando has decided that he's going to be taking care of Grogu. He hasn't met with the armorer yet who tells him that you are as his father. It's right before that where he's kind of caring for him, and he's not quite sure what his future is going to be, and neither does Grogu know what Grogu's future was going to be, because at that point I view him as the child in that particular part. So he doesn't know what the child's name is. He knows he has to take care of this kid, but he's kind of like at a point where, gee, we're together, but we're still kind of trying to figure out how things are going in the universe. But no matter what, I'm going to protect this child. So for me, and I think for a lot of collectors, when you buy these premium formats, those premium formats will go ahead and hold that moment in time. Now, when you have a 1/4 scale posable figure, you can make the posable figure have any moment in time. And so I think that's why a lot of people look at the 1/4 scale figure that is a figure that's posable versus the premium format a little differently. So for me, El Profesoro, I have to say that that's the difference. And I like the premium format for what it is. It's a moment in time that I cannot pose my premium format. He is in a fixed position. But my this figure, which I can pose in different positions, I can have all sorts of different experiences with this one. So I can justify an individual going ahead and saying, well, oh, you bought a premium format and you bought the posable 1/4 scale. Why would you do that? The reason why is because if I want to go ahead and have different experiences with Mando and Grogu, I can this way. So I don't prefer one over the other. I just think that it's a different type of experience in each one. And I think that that's very important for me, at least experience what goes on, because there's a lot of things that go on between these two. Okay. And so you guys are talking about how the episodes are going to be 1 hour long. Yes. El Profesoro says, I looked at Asajj Mythos piece. Yes, I hope I said the right thing. It's a Mythos premium format. I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing. That's the one. And I can't recommend it enough. It really shows her strengths in a way that we knew she was strong, but that Mythos is unbelievable. I hope I said the right thing before. She absolutely is something. And so I kind of think, like comparing it to the premium format, is a little different for me. Like for example, here he can hold Grogu very, very close if he wants to, and Grogu can hold on to him, and he can say, I love you, I love you. Like he doesn't say I love you, but like his little noisy sounds, and and the Mandalorian, he can hold on to him. He's like, stop touching things, or whatever way he wants to. He can kind of look down at him. Look at that! Look at they're looking at each other. Oh, they are looking at each other. I know, right? Isn't this the sweetest thing ever? They're looking at each other. And you know what I can also do is that, you remember that scene where he's going his way and he reaches his little hand up to the face. I can kind of, I don't know if you see from this angle, but I can kind of do the little reachy thing with his little hand towards the thing where he says, I want to see what's under that. Unfortunately, his helmet does not come off, but it still kind of reiterates what's going on. And there are actually more accessories in this, but I do just want to go ahead and show you a little bit more of the Mandalorian here. And I sure hope that's answering, your question. Darth Vader says, Grogu, I love you. Absolutely. That is definitely what we're talking about. And I could really actually use one of your guys' help on these pose wars. There's Flex Fridays and Saturdays where you guys come in. Luminara 483 could help. Any one of you guys could help with this pose of this figure, which is incredible. It's just unbelievable. He's got great movement in the legs. You can hear that. Then there's nice articulation in the feet. As I said, you can pretty much pose him any way you want. I know I dropped something on the floor, but you can pose him any way you want. And the other thing that I was going to say is I'm going to replace this cape. I think I could do better. It's an okay cape. Like it might be able to move around, but there's no wire in it. And I just don't like it. It doesn't feel like it's the cape that he should be wearing, but that's okay. Like, I'm not going to freak out by that. This is the most incredible thing ever when it comes to the Mandalorian. His head is pretty much moved into different ways. You think about all the times we watch so many episodes of the Mandalorian, guys, where he just goes, oh, okay. And he does that, the movement of the head, having to act with this helmet on. And hello, Ashley Chase, to you. So great to see you. Yes, Logo Lou Figure Flex Friday, guys. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this figure. Maybe I'll join if any of you guys ever do one with this. S Beam is asking me, are you getting any more Hot Toy Mandalorians? The answer would be yes. Yes. So, yeah. And El Profesor talks about the ratcheted joints here. There are ratcheted joints. You can hear, can you hear it? Here. Absolutely. Ratcheted joints, guys. And we're talking Figure Flex Friday, of course, with our community on the 1/6 Scale Man Network, the great show where we're talking posing and enjoying what you have and creating new scenes with your fantastic figures, guys. And what's up to you, Ashley Chase? Hope you are well today. 6 Scale Separatist is with us. Hello, 6 Scale Separatists. So glad that you could join us tonight. And, greetings to all who are on here. I'm just enjoying my 1/4 scale Mandalorian figure with Grogu, guys. The 1/4 scale Mandalorian figure with Grogu. And I'm going to put the Mandalorian down here. And I'm also going to see, he probably can stand on his own. Perhaps that's not well advised, but I'm pretty sure he can stand on his own. If this was the right kind of scenario, if I position him right, like this, but he also might fall over. I don't think he's going to fall. I have him standing there. Maybe I could put him back just a little bit. You could see him standing. I can't get over how cool this looks. And I'm going to put Grogu, I'm going to put him next to him because he's kind of, looking out and seeing different things. And he needs to tell Mando, he's like, look, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Oh, he's so sweet. Even his little feet are articulated. This is so adorable. And you can just see, they're just, that these two are just going out and doing something, and he's like, yes. And Grogu's like, grr, grr, his little noises. Oh, look. S-Beam says he should just stand just fine. Thank you, S-Beam. He is standing. And Ashley Chase is asking here. Oh, and I also wanted to welcome Mary Sullivan. Well, welcome to you, Mary Sullivan. So good to have you here joining us tonight. Six scale separatist asked, are all the joints ratcheted? I believe they are, or maybe just the joints in the legs where they should be ratcheted, in the arms. But there's actually quite a lot of articulation in this 1/4 scale figure. I'm actually quite surprised by it, and I kind of want to get back to here and look at some more of the accessories that are in this box here. And I'm just going to pull this foam out. I'm going to have to lay this down just for my own personal sanity, guys. I laid that down so stuff doesn't go flying. And I just love how they package this for us, especially for someone like me, because but there are many more accessories just even in the foam section. And that doesn't film right, but you can see that there are little hands for Grogu. I'm going to just show you the hand. There's another hand for Grogu to use. All different positions of his little hand. Aww. Because that's the hand he uses when he says, can I have a cookie? I want a little, can I have a treat? And of course you say, yes, you can, of course you can have a treat. You absolutely can have a treat. But I just wanted to show you some of the accessories that come with this 1/4 scale. And I kid you not, it's a lot. There's a lot in here. I do want to mention, guys, that I did not get the 1/4 scale with the base, okay? The reason why I didn't get the base, the deluxe version, is because I did not like that base. However, that does not mean that it isn't a good base. It's a fantastic base, but I personally did not care for it. So my best friend said that he's going to make me a base for this. And when he finally finishes it, I don't know how he does it, but when he finally finishes it, he's going to give it to me, and then I'll be able to show you what the base looks like. So I did just want to show you some more of these accessories. Look at this jetpack. Look at this. I mean, is this not the coolest thing ever? It's got magnets, so ideally you should just be able to put the jetpack right on the back of Mando. But this is like the coolest looking thing ever. Look at that. I just can't get over it. I really want one of these things, but for real. This would be one of the things that I'd want to pick up if I could ever pick up anything from a Mandalorian, if they truly existed. And who knows, maybe somewhere out there in the galaxy, there may be some. Who knows? I'm not going to say definitely not, or go against that. So, and I want to continue with the accessories, guys. Here is the pistol. Look at how cool this looks. Does this remind you of the Han Solo one? Does anybody know? I can't remember exactly what the Han Solo gun looks like, but this kind of reminds me of it. I don't know. Look at this. Look at how cool that looks. The detail in this is remarkable. I'll just show you the other side. So that's just incredible here. There's also a fire effect. Look at this. This is the fire effect. So that would be coming right out of here somewhere on his arm. It's just unbelievable. And Sith Holocron. Hey, Sith Holocron. I didn't know if I said hello to you earlier, but hello, Sith Holocron. Sith Holocron says, gotta go, boss is coming. Remember to breathe. You're out of breath, man. Anyway, hats off to everybody. I get excited. You guys know I get excited when I get a figure like this. I do have to breathe. It does look like candy, doesn't it? The kind that you make like rock candy, and it's like on a stick, and then it's like a crystal. It does look like candy. I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer here so we can see what it looks like. And you can almost see the blue, you know, of course it would have some kind of fuel that would be feeding the flame here on that, but it is incredible looking. And you could just see it coming out of his wrist here when he does that thing. It would kind of be in this direction, right? Okay. That does look like candy. You also get the vibro. I'm pretty sure this is a vibro blade. It looks a little different. And you know something? I have to be honest with you. I'm not an expert in Star Wars weapons. I'm not an expert in any weapons. What am I saying? I'm not an expert in Star Wars weapons. But to me, I thought this might be the vibro blade. What do you guys think? Do you think that looks like a vibro blade? Yeah, Loco Lu. I agree with you, Loco Lu and El Profesoro. Um, that flame effect is unbelievable. Let me just bring it out again. I wasn't expecting something so detailed. It looks like real fire. It looks like absolute real fire, and you can see him shooting it out. I can't remember which arm, but maybe this one or the other one, and it would just shoot out. I'm sure there's a way I can attach it on here, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm sure it's easily attached to his arm, and you can pose him so he can do that, right? So this is just a flame again. It is just unbelievable looking what you get in these sets here. And I really love it. I think that's definitely going to add some excitement. And here's what I think is the vibro. At least I think it's the vibro blade. You know, and it's called a vibro blade because it does vibrate. Like which would make it, you know, once you stab somebody with it, I'm saying that, you know, it's going to have more of an effect, right? On the person, but I've never seen one up close. I've only read about them and in the story, heard about vibroblades. So let's look at his rifle. You know, this thing was destroyed while he was. Ashley Chase says she loves the camouflage. Oh, okay. We got an answer. Zachariah 315 says Han Solo's blaster is a replica of the German World War II machine pistol. Well, thank you so much, Zachariah 315. As you know, I had no idea of that. Something about this reminded me of it. And Julian Mushkin. Hey, Julian. I hope you are well tonight. Hello to you and your family. Very good, huge members of the PGS and very good friends of mine, Julian. Such a pleasure to see you. It is, and I'm assuming he means the vibro blade. I hope so. It's unbelievable looking. You know, and as I said, I've seen it on television. He uses it quite a lot. He takes it out, he uses it. You kind of only see the blade a little bit, but if a man, like I think for most men, if you hold a blade like this, it hides a good portion of the blade. You know, if I were to hold it, you would see quite a lot of it. But look at that. This is incredible looking. It's quite a weapon. Just knowing that it is a little bit bigger than what I thought it was is kind of, you know, fierce looking when you look at it. You could do a lot of damage with that blade. And so Ashley Chase says, love the camouflage. Yes. Nixman, hello to you, Nixman. Welcome to this unboxing of my 1/4 scale Mando and Child. And I'm just looking at some of the accessories now. Guys, do you remember how cool this was when he took this out and started like blowing up those Jawas? And they just like completely disintegrated. This was the coolest thing ever. He just like pulled it out and it was like, and I was like, wow, that's incredible what he could do with this gun. I just was so blown away by it. No pun intended. It's incredible looking. It's got some interesting coloration on the top. If you look, you'll notice, at least I noticed, at least I hope I'm saying this right. It's got like a striation. It's blue and then brown on the top there. It's got a really cool sight. This thing must have been like, you know, incredibly, I honestly, it's one, I just love this part. I'm sure it looks like a tuning fork, but we know that it probably helps to focus the energy of the weapon, make it more concentrated. I don't know if that's true, but it feels that way, doesn't it? Like it feels like it might focus it or something like that. So it certainly is a fantastic weapon. I just put it right here. See if I can put it in his hand without, just very carefully let him hold it. I don't think he would ever hold it like this, but remember, this is me posing. So, oh, he's holding it. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. This is so cool. Okay. I promise you, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to breathe. I'm breathing. I get very excited about this. Local Lou says either arm, and you were right about the blade. Okay, thank you so much, guys. And Julian Muskin goes on to say, it originally is a Mandalorian weapon, but the clone troopers use them also. I was unaware that the clone troopers use them. And I also want to say that, I'm reading up more about the lore, meaning I'm actually going to read the novels like in more depth. I've listened to about 15 different novels on audiobooks, but there's a ton of stuff I haven't listened to. There's so many out there. Um, so thank you, Julian Mushkin. We so appreciate knowing that, and it is important to know that. Ashley Chase says, I'm a guy, not a girl. Just say Ash. Oh, okay. Okay, Ash. It's so nice to know that. And of course, I've seen you all over the place, Ash. Very nice to say hello to you here. Darth Plato says it's a neat detail. Hi, Darth Plato. Always good to see you. And Six Scale Separatist says, yeah, the rifle is badass. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like crazy. I mean, look at this. It's just unbelievable. That how he can hold this. You could see him kind of putting it up there, doing whatever, and Grogu saying, go get him, Dad, go get him. At least I think that's what he would be saying to Mando in that regard. Maybe he could hold the rifle in this one. I could put that there for now. There are multiple hand grips that come with this, and I'm pretty sure that this smaller gun could fit in the holster on the side of his body. So there's no problem putting that there if needed. And Aaron Logan says, I am enjoying this review. I wonder what the quarter scale Lael thinks about this piece. And I'm sure we're going to find out from Lael. He certainly will share that with us. I am also curious as to what he will think about it as well, guys. And Darth Plato goes on. Yes, okay. Dark Plato says, tuning fork from War of the Worlds TV show. Yeah. Obviously, I'm wondering. No, I don't think you can take the helmet off. The helmet does not come off, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. See, I get excited. You don't understand. I get so excited. Okay, I'm going to breathe. I'm actually sweating from this, El Profesoro. I'm breathing. Look, I have water. I'm going to drink some water. I'm just going to take a little bit of breath here. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to show you something else here. What else is there to show? This is the tracking fob. Of course, has to come with the set, doesn't it? That little tracking fob. So we can find things, of course, Grogu initially, when I'm saying find things. There's this scope that fits on the side of Mando's on the side of his head. So this is the scope. It's got like a little light in it, I'm guessing, or supposed to be a light. And I only found out about it a few days ago. And you can turn it on. I don't think there's a battery on it, but it's supposed to light up. And it fits like on the side somewhere over here or something like that, that you can use with him there. But I don't think the helmet is removable. No, it's not. When this was commissioned, I don't even think that he had ever taken his well, maybe he did take his helmet off at some point, but okay. I'm gonna drink some water for 1 second. Okay. Whew. Yes. Okay. Julian Mushkin says Han Solo Classic Blaster is actually based on the Master C96 from the late 1800s. It's an automatic pistol. Okay. So this was the pistol that I was, he's holding it. That's why I'm like, where is it? I just think the way they made it kind of reminds me a lot of Han Solo's pistol, or let's say a Star Wars looking pistol, like what we would find in the Star Wars universe. Just show it to you the other way, because it does look different from either side. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we'll put that in there for him. Give you back your pistol. And there's so many comments. Julian Michigan says that Amban rifle is sweet. Isn't it sweet? It's unbelievable what they've done with this figure. And Darth Plato says that's consistent with war. The curved blade originated in East Asia, but other people adapted it because of its effectiveness. And Darren Hoyt, hi Darren Hoyt, hello, says I didn't realize how tiny Grogu was compared to Mando. Yeah, not only is he, it's funny you should say that because I have a picture on my wall, which a lot of you guys see when I'm streaming. And it's a picture of Grogu compared to our favorite astromech, R2D2. And I was like, he's not that small, is he? And then I went ahead and got my 1-to-1 scale Grogu, just the one that I own. And I put him on the floor. I stood him up on the floor and I looked at him. I said, yeah, he is small. I think he's anywhere between 16 to 18 inches. So he's not even 2 feet. And compared to a lot of things, including R2, and including, the Mandalorian, who's probably about 6 feet tall, he is pretty tiny. He's a little tiny guy there. Hey, single songwriter, how are you tonight? I hope you are well. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. He says it looks awesome. He's going to bring in Grogu just a little bit closer so you can see him. He is having a good old time looking around in his real cloth robe. Look at that robe on Grogu. His arms move around. His little hands articulate. Even his feet have like a little articulation on it. You can see you can move that around so nicely. And he can stand around and stand next to Mando there and just talk about what he's seeing and what he wants to do and, everything that's going on. Because, Grogu does talk to Mando, although he doesn't say it in words. Maybe it's not too different from what R2 does, but, it's nice to see the two of them together there. Look at that. So thank you so much, single songwriter. Nick's man says, I love the energy. Yeah, thank you. I do get excited about these figures. And thanks so much. Ash Chase says, all good, RM. You're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. Your excitement is infectious. Aiken, thank you. Thank you so much. I do love this figure so much. And it's great to share it with you guys, for sure. Darren Hoyt says, if I didn't say hi to you, Darren, I just want to say hello. It is exciting. I remember when I got Darth Maul many years ago. Yeah, I got to say, funny thing about Darth Maul. When I first saw Darth Maul, I wasn't afraid of Darth Maul necessarily. I mean, he's a pretty scary guy. But I found him kind of intriguing. He kind of looks very different. And he has these horns on his head. Like these Darthmerians are kind of interesting looking. And I kind of was like, I really like this character. And so my mother wanted to know, she didn't know who Darth Maul was. My mother wanted to know, well, explain to me what you find so fascinating about this Darth Maul character. What I actually found incredibly fascinating about him was the fact that he was kind of like, let's say, I'm paraphrasing this, but he was kind of taken away as a child and raised in, like in the dark side of the Force. But, I always wondered what it was like for a person to be strictly raised in the dark side of the Force. What happens to you? What's your perception of the Force? How does your life go, et cetera, et cetera. But he can be charismatic when he wants to be. I mean, he's dangerous, but he can certainly be charismatic. Like, who could forget his rapport with Ahsoka in season 7 of the Clone Wars? He kind of was trying to play this role. Like, you and I have a lot in common, Ahsoka. And it was very funny. He probably has charmed a lot of people onto his side. And so I was like, I kind of think he's a very powerful character. And my mother's like, well, what does he look like? And I said, well, he has black and red skin and horns on his head. And my mother's like, oh, you mean he looks like the devil? I'm like, no, he's not the devil. He just happens to look like that. He's an alien. And so, my mother was like, okay, cool. And I said, you've got to learn more about, the people that he comes from and, the Night Sisters, all this sort of stuff. They are a fascinating bunch, guys. I really love Darth Maul, guys. And let's see. Darth Plato says, hand shot first. Very good point. Darren Hoyt says, a very detailed gun. Yes, indeed, Darren Hoyt. And let's see. Julian Mushkin says, Din's pistol is based off the Bergman 1896 pistol. Yeah, I just want to show it again, guys. It just looks so cool. This looks so incredibly cool. It's just so incredible looking. I mean, that's just unbelievable, the detail that they put in this. You know, it's just so cool. It kind of dwarfs when when I move it away from the camera, but it really is, like a decent sized weapon. Um, okay. 6 Scale Separatist says, I know you said you're getting a custom base, but how is the base that comes with it? So I haven't finished unpacking everything, 6 Scale Separatists. And I'm going to unpack more, and I'm going to show you the base that I ended up getting. And in the defense of people who got the deluxe, in their defense, that base is incredible. It was just not the right base for me. So I decided not to get the deluxe. But let's look at the base that I have. It's a pretty generic base, guys. It's not anything too different from other bases. The base that is in the deluxe is actually quite an impressive base, but it was not the right choice for me, so I didn't get that one. Let's see. Alrighty. Now, if you get the deluxe version, you do get a cannon, the reciprocating, repeating rifle. I think that's what it was called. So that you do get that. And you also get, it's like a multi-tiered base with the deluxe version that has sort of like a small version of the IG-11 broken into pieces at the base. Now, this is what the base that you get when you don't get the deluxe version. It's a pretty generic base. If I come in a little bit closer, it says the Mandalorian. We've seen these before. This is pretty generic. It's plastic. What does it say? Lucasfilm. It's plastic. It's pretty sturdy. It's an okay base, I could put him and Grogu on it. In fact, I might put Grogu on it right now, just to give him a little bit of height. And let me minimize this, so you can see Grogu on the base. I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see him there. There's Grogu, and he can stand on it. I just don't have him posed right, but just so you can see what it looks like. I think the Mandalorian will look great on this. I think Grogu will look great on this. I don't think I'm going to be using this space, but, it doesn't mean that at some point I won't have other figures on the space as well. So I wanted to show you, it does have the crutch grabber. I'm not even quite sure if that's what it's called, guys. Darren Hoyt says, RM is so fun to watch. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I so appreciate that comment. That means a lot to me. This obviously fits in the corner of the base, so you would just put that in there as so, like that, I guess, and just put that in. You push it down and it would go in. So it would be something like this, and then you could put Mando there if you wanted to. Or pretty much any figure that's, it doesn't have to be 1/4 scale. I would use this for my 1/6 scale figure because I like the base to be big. If they give me a base, and I would rather put my 1/6 scale figure on this 1/4 scale base. That's just me. So that should be pretty cool. There are more things in here. For example, because it is a 1/4 scale Grogu, you do get the pod, the 1/4 scale pod. I have to take this apart. And you can see, Grogu can fit in here as well. There's a notch on the bottom, and you can put this clear thing to put him on. You put that there, and it floats. Or that might actually be the thing for that hole, So he can sit in that if you wish to have him there. I'll put him in there now so you can see him. He's so adorable. Okay. And what else is in here? Oops, sorry, honey. There's all sorts of batteries and other things too that are here, and joints, like ball joints and things for this set. So that is what the regular set, a set that is not the deluxe, that you get with it. You don't get that really cool stand that I'm sure everybody else is getting, but I decided not to get it. You get this stand. And you don't get the really cool stand, but you do get the Mandalorian. You get Grogu. And we have some more comments. Star Killer. Hello, Star Killer. Welcome. Says ancient Egyptians used curved blades thousands of years ago, as did Spartans in ancient Greece use curved blades. Well, thank you so much, Star Killer, for that comment. Single Songwriter says, Ashley Chase, I haven't watched it yet. Going to watch it over this, then binge watch it. Awesome. I'm assuming you guys are talking about Moon Knight. All right. Yes. Darren Hoyt says he is so teeny. Holy hand grenades. You know what I think about holy hand grenades? I also think of heavy hands. Do you know heavy hands? It's like these weighted hands. Okay. Holy hand grenades. Thank you so much for joining us. Grogu can't talk. He's a 50-year-old. With brain damage. He might actually have some damage. You might actually have a point there. Darth Plato says that curve was more pronounced than what came from the East. And we are definitely talking about the shapes of weapons. And we are all curious as to whether more weapons and accessories come out. You can see Grogu floating in his pod. Holy hand grenades. Just kidding, RM. Okay, no worries. I'm glad you love your tiny hot toys. How could you not love him? Look at him. He just wants someone to love him. He just wants someone to say, I love you, sweetheart. We love you so much. He's so adorable. Single Songwriter says 303 at Rrr Mmmm. 303 wipes at Positive Panda to protect those small pleather parts. Well, thank you for telling me that. I'm going to order that and make sure that there isn't any cracking in the pleather parts, because I would be very disappointed if parts of these things start to, break apart. Holy Hand Grenade starts to talk and say, Siths are masters of seduction. Yes, they really are. Yes, they are. And I wonder, how far does that seduction go? Anyway, Single Songwriter says, Ashley Chase, I did it with the Bad Batch. Oh, yes. And so Single Songwriter is probably going to wait for all those episodes to come out. Yes, he did come with the rifle. He certainly did come with the rifle, Holy Hand Grenades. Okay, and that's this here. I'm just going to take it out of his hand for a sec. Okay, and I'm going to show you the rifle. Again, just because it's such a cool weapon. It's so big. It's just unbelievable what they did, how they did this. Sometimes these straps are not the best, but yeah, my friend was like, if this breaks off, he says he can braid a strap. God bless him for that. God bless him so much for that. This rifle is unbelievable. I just love it. Maybe somebody will invent a real one like this, right? One of these days. So I'm just going to let him hold that. Mando is going to hold that in his hand. And let me just look at some of these more comments. Star Killer says, always thought the Night Sisters were interesting. Would love to have a depth show about their culture. Yes, we are all waiting for that. Star Killer also says that he didn't care for the deluxe space as well. Okay, well, thank you. I knew I wasn't the only one. And then Julia Muskin says, clocking out from work now. Gotta head home, gang. Cheers. Well, cheers to you, Julian Mushkin, and everybody near you as well. We also have Star Killer does say, yes, it's a ball grabber. It does come with a ball grabber or a crutch grabber or whatever you want to call it. And from what I understand for the female figures, it's a waist grabber. So I guess it could be used for either figure if you wish. Sometimes if you press it in, you can kind of adjust it from in height, right? Because it comes out. So So you can use it for a man or a woman. And Tommy Jackson says, oh, thank you, Tom. Guys, please do click the like button, subscribe, and you'll get notifications if you haven't already. Hey, Charlie the Unicorn. Charlie the Unicorn, look, it's my 1/4 scale Mandalorian and child, my 1/4 scale. Look at it. Look at how cool this is. Look at that. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. Don't you just love it? Oh my gosh. And I was saying, it's like, I'm going to have so much fun with him doing these things. Like, I'll just tip the head and he'll go, you know, as Grogu is doing different things and put him there. There is the bag. I'm going to put Grogu in the bag. And Charlie the Unicorn, I just love your avatar. So perfect for what we know. I'm going to recreate his avatar. Look at that. Look, I'm recreating his avatar. And we can get Grogu to stand up in his little pod for a sec. I'm recreating Charlie the Unicorn's avatar, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I just love it so much. It's so much fun. And Charlie the Unicorn says, Rrr Mmmm. Yes, I so appreciate the support, guys. You guys are the best. And let's see. We have a little bit more. Holy hand grenades. Hello. Hello to you guys. Charlie the Unicorn says it's a very sexy rifle. It is. Oh my gosh. You saw somebody walking out with something like this. Now, I'm not going to say that real life rifles or sharpshooters in the military don't have cool rifles. Those things are incredible looking. And I don't know how they carry them because they look really heavy. It actually kind of reminds me of like something that a special ops person, it's usually a guy, what am I saying? Special ops enlist, not enlist, yeah, I guess it's a special ops trained military person would have a very, a rifle that's this long, right? So it does kind of remind me of that as well, guys. Holy Hand Grenade says it's beautiful. It is. Let's see. Single Songwriter says, I hope season 3 Mando will get Grogu with articulation and cloth robe and Beskar vest under it. Yes. Single Songwriter, I was hoping to maybe even purchase one, like a little robe, a little thing to put underneath his robe there, just to protect him. But right now he just has the cloth, which I think is incredible looking on him. He does look incredible. It looks just like him. Look at that. I just love it so much. I'm waiting for one of those third parties to make the cloths, the Beskar armor, because I've seen it like online. I can't remember the vendor, but he made actually for people who had bought the Durasteel Mando, but they wanted the Beskar Mando. He manufactured the Beskar pieces. So you could put it on your Durasteel Mando and make him the Beskar Mando. But he also had the weapons too, and you could buy from him, including the cape. So I'm pretty sure that someone will go ahead and do that. And Ash says, yes, we're talking about Moonlight. It's now my favorite MCU show. I am so glad that it is your favorite MCU show now. So glad that you are enjoying that. Is the Mando plastic or metal? This is a good question. It feels plastic. It feels like plastic. Yeah, it is plastic. Most of this is plastic. I hope that answers your question. And let's see. Now, Charlie the Unicorn says, I have one as well, 1/4 scale Mando in the box waiting for the display case. Yes, this certainly is going to be something that we're all waiting for. And Hassani Parker. Hello, Hassani is a PGS member who has his own line of comic books, guys. This man is a comic book creator, and he is incredible in the work that he does from across the world. Hassani Parker, welcome. Guys, check out Hassani Parker's comic books. Hassani, please let us refresh our memory what your comic book is just before you go, before I end this stream. Absolutely let us know so I can promote that for you. Um, and um, let's see. Um, how much did you say for an ad? What did you think about Moon Knight? I'm not going to say what I thought about Moon Knight. I think that the production of the show was beautiful, but I kind of wish that they had released just a few more episodes to give those of us who don't know a lot about the comic book character a more of a background so I could go ahead and enjoy that. And Hassani, please go ahead and let us know the name of your comic books, okay? So I can promote that since you have stopped by tonight. Charlie the Unicorn, special operator. There are females now. Thank you, Charlie the Unicorn. Definitely. And that's the kind of equipment that we would expect to find with operators, isn't it? And Hassani says, thank you so much. Well, thank you, Hassani. Definitely have to interview you for our PGS creators for sure. Sean Holmes, can the Night Sisters of Star Wars mythology make non-force wielders into Sith Lords? Yeah, this is a question that I'm curious about. Yeah, I think they do have the power to do that. And that's why they were destroyed. Or at least a good portion of them were destroyed. Any like group, like it was almost, the Force was almost part of their existence from day one. You know, you saw what they did in the episode Monster with Darth Maul and his brother. Is it it's not Asajj, it's Savage. Is it Savage? I thought it was incredible. These ladies can do the tales of the Night Sisters would, you know, break Palpatine. I think Palpatine wanted to be able to do what the Night Sisters could do, and he could not. He was not from that group, and he didn't have the power. And I think the reason why they have the power is because it's more than one person. But that's just my theory. I don't know if it's true, but I have to say that those Night Sisters are definitely one of the most incredible parts of the story because they know so many secrets of the Force that haven't been revealed to us. At least that's how I view them. And oh, okay, let's see this other comment. We need some live action Night Sisters. We certainly do. Everybody is waiting for Asajj Ventress. We certainly are eager to see her as well. And so, with that being said, guys, yes, I heard Star Killer. I heard that there's a graphic novel coming out with The Mandalorian in June. I'm certainly looking forward to that. I have some things that look like graphic novels that people have kind of done knockups of that I absolutely love. And I don't know whether I could even find it, but you know, it was someone who decided to go ahead and create, you know, it's not real. It's not a real comic. It's not a real comic, guys. But they went ahead and created it as if it were. You can see the Mandalorian, you know, like someone went ahead and took an old comic book and made this the child version of it. This is not a real comic. It's just a rendering that someone did for fun. And I think that that's kind of like, I think all of us will be expecting to see. Here's another one. This one has the Mandalorian. And I think it says something like, it's not a religion, it's a creed or something like that. It's not a race, but a creed. And that's the one of the final episodes in season 1 when he is able to stop Moff Gideon. So, you know, hopefully it'll be cool looking like that. It's probably not going to look as vintage as what I just showed you. But I do want to say I have to give a lot of praise to this 1/4 scale Mandalorian and child. This is an awesome figure. I think that you won't be disappointed in this investment. I think he's beautiful looking. He looks just like the Mandalorian. He feels like the Mandalorian. He's ultra posable. He has plenty of weapons. You could probably get more weapons if you wanted to that didn't exist yet for the Mandalorian. You do have the whistling birds, you know, on the arm of the Mandalorian. They give you an extra whistling birds too. There must be some reason why, or maybe this is actually just the whistling birds here. You know, you can put that on him and you have the whistling birds, which we all know from the story. They're very precious. There you have the vibroblade. You also have the jetpack. Grogu also has his little shift knob here, and he can hold it in his little hand. He can put it in his little hand and hold that for sure. So maybe not in this particular pose, but I'm sure one of these grips he can hold it. like that. He's holding it in his little hand there. So that looks nice. And Hosani, thank you so much, Hosani Parker. Guys, Hosani Parker is a PGS member who has his own comics. Guys, please follow him and Beyond Comics. Underscore 2099. Hassani Parker is a comic book creator and a member of the PGS. So please go ahead and check out his books, guys. And Charlie the Unicorn says, are you getting the 1/4 scale Boba Fett? I'm going to pair the two of them up. It will be awesome. I want to get it. And I have to look at my financials first and see if they allow it. And because I imagine that the 1/4 scale Boba Fett's going to sell out. Like, I think people are going to look at it and say, wow, this is the most beautiful figure I've ever seen. And they're going to start to buy it and realize, like, this might be the best purchase I've ever made. Because I think it is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. One of the best 1/4 scale figures I've ever seen in my life. He looks like a Mandalorian. He says he's not one, but boy, he kind of looks like one, guys. To me, that armor is unmistakably Mandalorian. His roots, he's almost proud to have descended from Mandalorians, but he is not a Mandalorian. And I think eventually he'll kind of come around to it, in my opinion. But how cool was it in the end of season 1 of the Book of Boba Fett to see the Mandalorian, Din, along with Boba, fighting it off in the streets. One of the best scenes of the episodes, honestly, maybe one of the best scenes of the season, to see the two of them just, kind of like fighting like you would see two professionals with their backs to each other. It's like, I got this side, you got that side, we can conquer the world. It was just the coolest of showdowns. They seem to know what to do around each other. Isn't it kind of interesting that for someone who's not a Mandalorian and someone who is a Mandalorian, they don't know each other, they seem to know the routines of how to fight the way Mandalorians do? How fascinating and cool is that? So that's why I'm like, they're kind of like brothers in a way. They're kind of like brothers in this undeclared, although Boba Fett won't admit to it, being raised like a Mandalorian, So it's really fascinating to me. So yes, I may end up doing that. And I love your idea, Charlie, the Unicorn. It's wonderful. Hello. I don't think I said this before. Yes, Saya Dream. If I didn't say Saya Dream before, I apologize. But if I did, good to see you. Will you be displaying this in a display case? Hope to see a tour one day. When I finally am able to actually assemble my display cases, which I have in boxes, I would say yes, I will be displaying in a display case. But because it is a posable figure and it is so there's so much dominance to it. I mean, just even looking at him, I might have to kind of move him around a lot. So if he were in a display case, it would be where I could get my hands on him and really kind of have fun with him as much as I want to. Star Killer says, definitely getting the 1/4 scale Boba Fett. Yeah, it's a beautiful, come on, guys. It's really takes my breath away. And Charlie the Unicorn says, brothers from another mother. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. And I think that, that speaks volumes, that after all those years of defeat, and I kind of think that we heard from the armorer in season 1 of Boba Fett, that when she says, oh, all these years have passed, the Empire was gone and came and gone in 20 years, but we lasted for 10,000 years. And I would go on to argue and say, you're actually lasting a little bit more than 10,000 years, because people are still trying to keep the Mandalorians alive. And so I think that, Din kind of represents that hope of, believing in something that goes well beyond, whether it's popular or whether it's the dominant force in the galaxy. It's important to him. And as long as it's important to him, which it will be, being a Mandalorian, regardless of how he defines it, it's always going to be something that's important to him and important to Grogu, because Grogu is growing up with it now. He's being exposed to it. We can see the effect it's had on Grogu. Grogu's wearing Beskar, for heaven's sake. So it really is something that is incredible. Grogu is taking on the culture of these Mandalorians. And I just love it. And are you going to Celebration? Ash, I am going to Celebration. I certainly am going to Celebration. I will be there. It would be amazing to see some of you all there as well. Guys, I've had such a great night showing you my quarter scale Mandalorian. This has been absolutely amazing to receive. I can't recommend it enough. I think that if you got it, you will love it. If you've got Grogu with it too, which you will, he has the real cloth robe. You will love it. There's even a carrying case with Grogu. Let me see if I can just put him in that before we go, so you can see what it looks like. Because I think a lot of people really love this carrying case of Grogu, for sure. Let me see if I can put it on him. I don't know if I can put it on right, but let's see. Let me just put this over him and put that there and move his arm over and put Grogu in this. It's definitely the carrying case for Grogu. He'll fit right in there. Grogu loves carrying cases. He loves being in this. He loves being close to the Mandalorian. So this case, even though it looks kind of maybe very claustrophobic for him, he loves being in that. You know, I know it doesn't seem like that's the case, or maybe he wouldn't be happy in it. No, he would love this. If it meant that he could be by the Mandalorian side 24 hours a day, he's all for that. So there is Grogu in the bag, guys. Um, He's so cute. And the Mandalorian with his weapons, but holding Grogu very close to him. This wonderfully articulated 1/4 scale Mando with a wonderfully articulated Grogu. Not the deluxe version, but just the regular version. I can't recommend it enough. Guys, it was such a pleasure being with all of you. Please do, guys, get Hasoni's comic books at Beyond Comics _99, guys. Please do that. And uh, absolutely am considering that, Hasoni. El Profesora says, "What's fun hanging out, and congratulations on the pickup. It was fun hanging out with you all, guys. I had to take a breath. I know I get excited with this, but I can't recommend this enough. It certainly is so much fun having it." Darren Hoyt says, "Very impressive. 1/4 scale Mando and child. Thank you." Oh, he's a baby kangaroo. That's so sweet. Starkilla says, "Congratulations on your figure. 1/4 scale Mando and Grogu is such a cool figure. Baby Grogu is so cute in the back. Isn't he cute? He's such a sweetheart." And Ash Chase says, "Awesome. Awesome show. Have fun. And wish I could as in Australia." Oh, well, we certainly, maybe they'll hold it. I mean, I think they should hold Star Wars Celebration internationally too. I don't know why they don't, and I don't even know if they do, but I think they should do that. Tom Jr. Jackson, we are all goof people. Tom Jr. Jackson, thank you for coming and watching and interacting in the chat. It does mean a lot to me, guys, to hear your comments and concerns. Charlie the Unicorn says, "A fabulous night." Well, thank you so much, Charlie the Unicorn. And to close it out, Single Songwriter says, "Thank you, well, thank you, Single Songwriter. And thank you to all of you guys and ladies out there too in the community. We certainly do appreciate you all. And thank you for sharing this moment. That was so special to get this 1/4 scale Mandalorian and Grogu. I do recommend this figure. I think you'll be very happy with it. And it's a pleasure to see you all tonight. And always remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, to always be kind, guys. Absolutely wonderful seeing you all tonight. Take care.